Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Who Wrote That Shopping List. I am Chris. I am your list master general, as they say, and it is my job to guide you, take you along for the ride as we go through a list that I have found that has been abandoned in a store, and we try and figure out who wrote it. Now, you probably notice it is October. So we have kind of updated to make it more of a Halloween theme. We got some scary pops out here, and the pop wall has changed. So all this month is going to be October spooky scary season. If you listen to the podcast, FWB podcast, then you know that we love Halloween. We have already started our Halloween season, so if you want more Halloween content, you can go to the website, tn2mshows.com, and find our podcast. But we're not here to talk about that. We are here to talk about this shopping list that I found. This one, I think, we're all going to be in agreement on. I think this one, pretty straightforward, but there might be some curveballs, so join me, won't you, as we try and answer that age-old question: who wrote that shopping list? All right, so we're going to start out with this one. I think this one, we're going to pretty much have the same conclusion. This one's a pretty straightforward one, but I've been surprised before by some of your comments. So, and it's also very common for me to get something wrong, so I could misread something. I don't know. Let's get into it. First up, we have movers, which has been crossed off. So the movers have been called. And I also know that because we're going to get to that when we flip to the other side. But we have movers who have been checked. And then underneath that, call, read for, I believe that says tonight. Or Fonsgrit. But we're going to say tonight. Small group 3. So I've never been a part of a small group, so I don't know if it's like where you have one person who's kind of the responsible one for the small group. But in this case, Reed is that guy. So Reed, whatever church or organization it is that has this small group, Reed is the one who is in control of that, I think. So you want in on this small group number 3, you call Reed, baby. That's the only way to get in. Reed will vet you. Underneath that, and a lot of these are checked off, which is really nice. So it looks like this person got a lot of their list done before they left it. So good on them. Good on them for getting it all done. So we have camera checked. So they did get their camera checked, which is good. So I know, with if you've got a camera and you need it checked out, it's important to do that. Have a professional look at your camera. Now we have cameras that are built into your phone and all that stuff. So it's not as important. But I guess if this person has some kind of professional camera or a pro hobbyist or something like that, where they have a camera where they've got like a photography business or something like that. Maybe a prosumer, I think is the name of it. But, maybe they needed to get that checked out for something. So, or they found an old camera and they wanted it checked out, and, they were moving out or something and they wanted it checked. Or they had one of those old like instant cameras that still had film in it. So they wanted to get that checked out. Maybe. I don't know. There's a lot of options with this camera checked. I think that's kind of interesting. I miss the days of having an instant camera where you would just go and drop it off in the envelope and have it developed. So, maybe that's what that is. Camera checked. Interesting. Underneath that, tire checked. Checked. I think that might be checked. Either that or it says tire check /erect, which, if that's what gets you there, having your tires checked, I mean, maybe you got these special, really great tires that, you just get really excited when someone checks them. I don't know. That's not what does it for me, but far be it from me to project my what I'm into onto other people. So we're just gonna go with its tire tire checked, tire checked, much like the camera checked. So they need to get their camera checked, their tire checked. Maybe they did go to like Walmart or something and they got their camera dropped off at the photo department and their tires checked in the tire department. I don't know. That seems like that might be kind of the place to do it though. And then we have, at first I thought this said Doug Bones, and then I realized it was Dog Bones, I think. So we've got someone with a dog, which I automatically like. I like this person because I'm an animal lover. So if they're getting dog bones and it's checked off, so their dog got what they needed, so that's good. So their good boy or good girl got those dog bones. So good on them. Then we have the what I believe is gallon Ziplocs, and as a guy who goes through a lot of gallon Ziplocs, I know how important that is to get. So I see that one's kind of checked off. It isn't as checked off as the rest of them. So maybe not. Maybe they didn't get the gallon Ziplocs. Maybe they just they needed them and they left without them because they left their list behind. But they did check off. I thought I knew what that said. And then now the more I look at it, the more it looks like it says warrant, like they have a warrant to check to take care of, to check on. And I don't know. I've never had a warrant, so I don't know if you could just go in and be like, hey, I need to address this warrant. And they just kind of like let you go. I feel like that one's kind of if you got a warrant, you're probably not leaving at that time. So maybe not warrant. Maybe not. But to me, it looks like warrant. So maybe somebody, that's one of the ones that I really can't figure out what it is. So maybe someone in the comments will know what that says and they can tell me. After that, this one I think is the dead giveaway about who it is, or the at least the general person, because we have what it looks to me like Preston, and then I think that just says Panera. I don't know. I can't really tell. So we're just going to pretend it says Panera because I think that says workout of some kind. Because over here also we have Preston in 14. And in town at Western Kentucky University, there is the Preston Center, the activity center, the health and wellness. It's like a gym. And so I don't know why you would say you need to be there in 14, like Preston in 14. But I think that's what that means, is that one combined with Preston, Panera, workout. So maybe they're going to get like a half sandwich and soup bread bowl and going to work out. They're going to do their cardio while they have their chicken noodle soup in a bread bowl. I don't know. That sounds like a hell of a way to work out. If I could do that, I would probably work out more. But to go with that, if you have your bread bowl, you're on the elliptical bike, you need a haircut. You need the haircut. So looking at this side as a whole, we have movers, we have call read for the small group, the camera check, the tire check, maybe erect, because I think also the bottom could say hair erect, and also not a thing for me. Hair, not really a thing for me, so whatever. But dog bones, gallon Ziploc, potentially a warrant. Now, on the other side, there is information. I'm going to flip this over, but I got to be careful because there is somebody's information on here. So I'm going to flip this, and I'm going to make sure that I cover up this person's information here, because we have up top, we have transcripts request, and there's a telephone number and the name Steph Lyles. So I haven't looked up Steph Lyles to see if it is a person that might be able to help me figure out who this is, but that might be the person at transcripts request. But if it's a personal number, I didn't want to put their phone number in there, so we got that kind of covered up here. But also, we have a quote from the movers, which is $3,794 flat. So pretty good price on the move. Pretty expensive move there. So taking a look at all of that, taking a look at that side, the transfer request, Steph Lyles, maybe at the transcript office, and then flipping it over back to the other side, we see it's a bottom of yellow notebook paper, so which leads me into a very easy segue into our final guess. All right, so it's time for final guess on this one. I think this one's pretty straightforward. It is a college student who's either moving in. I feel like they're moving out because that's why they need their transcripts. They're moving out. I think they're moving from campus to an apartment. Or they're just moving out of they're moving out and they're moving home. That's why they need their tires checked because they're going on a road trip. Or they're driving a long distance. As somebody who went to college decently far away from where I lived, I know that you definitely want your tires checked and your oil changed before you try and go home. So I think that's probably a big part of it. Getting a haircut, so it's probably right before a holiday. Maybe it's like Christmas and they're at the end of the semester. As somebody who graduated in January, you want to move your stuff out for holiday. You get a sweet haircut. So when you see all the family, you want to look good. But I think that is the answer. I think this is a college student moving out, and that's why they needed $3,794 for their movers. How much stuff do you have to spend $3,800 moving? I hope that they got that money so that they can move out, and I hope that they made it to small group number 3. So tell me if you think I'm right. Tell me if you think I'm wrong with this guess as a college student moving out. If you like the game, give us a like, make sure you subscribe and you turn on that notification bell so that you don't miss another installment of Who Wrote That Shopping List. So until next time, as we continue on Halloween season, this entire month of October, I am Chris, and always remember to keep track of your lists, otherwise I'm gonna find them.